Hey guys, it's Ben, the NLD Kid. Welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about how difficult it is for NLD kids to quote-unquote feel time. Two disclaimers before we get going. Number one, I got a haircut. It's still me. I'm not some other random human being. I'm me. I did not recognize myself, my face blind little self, after I got this haircut. So if you're face blind and didn't recognize me, don't feel too bad. Disclaimer number two, I am still me, so I'm still not a doctor. So I'm not going to go into the science of why this works the way it does. I read 5 minutes worth of an article on it, and it made less sense than quantum physics. It was confusing. But that doesn't mean I can't talk about what my experience is and the solutions I found to help, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, when I got my diagnosis, we were told that NLD kids have a very hard time organizing themselves in space as well as time. Today I will only focus on time. In a future video I might focus on space. One of the many examples I could give, I have selected 5. 3 of those are at home, and 2 of those are at school. Now before I get into it, I'm going to try to explain to you guys what it's like to not be able to feel time. Now, for neurotypical people, I asked my mom, and she says that if someone tells her, do this thing for 10 minutes, then come meet me at the corner, she'll be like, okay, I've been doing it for about 10 minutes, and I can go to the corner. If I did that, I have no idea what 10 minutes feels like. I couldn't, if you say, tell me when 5 minutes has passed, and left me in a room, I'd either tell you at 10, or I'd tell you at 3. We don't have any sense of time, and this becomes more and more apparent the longer the time that we're supposed to feel is. So at home, my 3 examples are doing my teeth, playing my piano, and a little bit having to do with sleep. Now for number 1, teeth, the problem is I have no idea how long 2 minutes is. I don't. I could sit here and try to tell you when 2 minutes is, but that would take a while, and all it would prove is that I don't know how long 2 minutes is. This is my original time management issue, or sort of, but it's my original biggest one. I've tried 3 solutions before I found one that works. My first one was that I tried to sing the alphabet a couple times, but I would never sing it at the same pace. I'd either sing it really fast, as if I was talking like this, or I would sing it really slowly, as if I was talking like this. And it kept being varied, and I would go for 4 minutes, I would go for 1, I'd go for 30 seconds. And then I tried to find a pop song, right, that was about 2 minutes long. First off, do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a song that's exactly 2 minutes long? Yeah, neither did I. It's hard. Secondly, again, same problem as before, I'd sing it too fast or too slow. What I finally came around to now that I have a phone is that I am timing myself. I'm bringing my phone into the bathroom with me, I'm setting that 2-minute timer, I'm hitting go, when the timer goes off, I'm done with my teeth. And often that's what it comes down to. You have to set a timer. Although, as you will see in my next example, that does not always work. My next example is having to do with piano. I'm a jazz pianist. I practice. But I was told to practice for 20 minutes every day. And I would practice for 5. That's not 20 minutes by any stretch of the imagination. So we had to figure out some way to get me to do it. But the problem was, if we set a timer, I'd watch the timer. I'd be like, okay, I've been doing this for this long. Okay, how much longer do I have to do this for? Okay, now, I wasn't thinking about my thing, and I wasn't getting any better at what I'm supposed to be practicing, right? So that didn't work. So what we decided to do is we decided to talk with my teacher, and we figured out that if he tells me to do something 5 times, I do it 5 times. And whether or not that's 20 minutes, that's less important than me doing a thing enough times for me to get it down. So that's what we did for piano. Note, as I said it before, I play jazz piano, which means I improvise when I play with my ensemble. And when I'm playing with my ensemble, time is very easy for me to feel as the chord changes. I don't know if any of you know anything about jazz, but over the 12 bars of the melody, there are chord changes. And each of those chord changes signifies a certain amount of time has passed, and I listen for those chord changes, and that tells me how much time has passed, and that means that I can improvise as well as, I think, a little bit better than, but I don't want to sound cocky, my bandmates, because I can hear the time. And that's often what it comes down to. NLD kids need some way to be able to tell the time is passing, as we lack it within our own brains. My third example is having to do with sleeping. Recently, I've been having a little bit of trouble sleeping. Teenager hormones, won't bore you with the details. But the main problem was I'd go to bed. I think I'm trying to fall asleep. 20 minutes pass. 40 minutes pass. 4 hours pass, and I haven't noticed that I'm not asleep yet. And then it's 2 in the morning. And then I'm like, oh, damn, I need to get to sleep. And then I start getting all freaked out because it's 2 in the morning, and yada, 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 and it's a whole hot mess. So what we've tried to do is, because the thing is, if I'm watching the clock or if I'm singing a song to myself to know how long the time is, then I'm not sleeping. I'm watching the clock or singing a song to myself. That doesn't work. So what my mom is doing, and it's so sweet of her, and I love her for it, you know, I also love her because she's my mom, but this doesn't hurt, is that she checks on me after 20 minutes. She like opens the door like and like creaks a little bit, and if I hear that, I'm like, yeah, I'm still awake, and then we deal with me still being awake, right? Because you're supposed to fall asleep in about 20 minutes. If I am asleep, I don't respond. That way we know, right? And that way, another issue is often what will happen is I will fall asleep and then wake up in the middle of the night and not know I've been asleep. So that way, if I go to her, I'm like, Mom, I'm still awake. She's like, no, you're not. I opened the door and you didn't respond. And like, did you hear me open the door? And I go, oh, no, I must have been asleep. And that way, I know that I've gotten some sleep. Which is good, because it means I haven't not slept. Now, my second part of the video is going to be about school and problems at school. And these are a little bit more, often the solutions are simpler, but the problems are a little bit more tricky. Now, my first issue is timed tests, especially in social studies. There's been a lot of things where it's like, summarize 10 court cases, here's 20 minutes, go. What happened to me? You have 3 minutes left. I've done 2. Crud! You know, and then I have to rush, and it's not as good as it could be. I have to, and I haven't quite solved this yet, but I'm thinking I'm going to try to time, like have a timer and break it down so I know when I need to switch, right? Or I can get extended time. One or the other, right? Because I don't know that, since I don't know how much time has passed, I'm writing well, I'm writing good answers, I'm just not writing enough of them, right? So, that's been an issue. My second issue is often, again in social studies and often in English, and that first thing, that's not just a social studies thing, it's just where it's affected me the most. For you, it might be in mathematics, it might be in science, it might be in English. I don't know if you have tests in English. I don't. You might. You know, if it's about any of those areas where it's like, you need to pace yourself, pacing oneself is hard for an NLD kid. Second thing, and this also has to do with pacing, in English and social studies especially, you get time to research and write a paper in class. Okay. Researching, 20 minutes past, researching, the bell. Crap! I haven't written anything! I need to write something in class! You know, like, so that's not good. So what I've started doing is I've started looking at the clock, seeing when time starts, and been like, okay, I'm gonna research for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna take notes as I do that, and then I'm gonna turn those notes into a paragraph. And that way I know I've gotten something done. Or I'm going to do an outline and I'm going to research and fill that in. Because we need some kind of structure to make sure that we're not just researching and doing it and not, you know, writing anything and getting anything done. Okay, cute little bonus example from when I was just a wee toddler. My mother would tell me, Benjamin, hurry up. Okay, does same thing at same pace. So what we figured out, right, because if someone tells you to hurry up, you know, okay, I just need to do it faster. But doing it faster wasn't broken down enough for me when I was little. So what we figured out was that if you tell me to put less space between things, right? Because if I was cleaning my room and I had books I needed to pick up, I'd walk over, pick up a book, boop, 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 put book on bookshelf, walk back. But as I was walking back, it would be, whoa, boop, boom, boom. A minute passes before I get the next book. So what my mom was like, speed it up. So what we translated that to me was, don't walk faster, move faster on the way from the book to the bookshelf and the bookshelf to the book. And another thing was like walking, right? I'd like waddling my way through the world. I want to be like, Benjamin, hurry up! And I'd be like, okay. And I go a little bit faster, but not that much faster. So what we needed to do was like less time between steps, step faster, basically, right? And I know that seems kind of dumb. Like that might be like a, oh well, no duh, but I don't know. For me, it wasn't. I hope you guys are having a wonderful month. I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while. I've been busy with Thanksgiving and all that stuff. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you like what you're seeing here, don't be afraid to subscribe. I have a playlist that has all my videos on it, and they're all super helpful for NLD kids. And if you have a video idea, or if you have something nice, insightful, or positive to say, or if you have an experience that you want to share, feel free to comment that down below. Have a nice day.